Welcome back, everybody. It's, of course, Sport Federation TV, the show that takes a look every week at what's happening in sport in the Western Cape, specifically in the provincial structures and the district sports structures that administrate the sporting codes. And for those of you that are not sure how that works, we have provincial structures, which is called the Western Cape, and then you have district structures such as the West Coast and the Overberg area and the Cape Winelands and the Cape Town area. Well, today we're moving to the Overberg area, and we're going to be catching up with Neels Kleinhans. He is the chairperson of the Overberg Cycling region. Neels, it's fantastic to have you on the show there, Meneer. How are things with you?
Well, thank you for having me. Quite well this side. I've moved this side a few years back and I enjoy this area. Beautiful area.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, the Overberg is known for all glorious mountains and fantastic ocean views. Not that I'm taking anything away from the West Coast or the Cape Town area, because we know the Western Cape is the most beautiful province in the world, but you are blessed. We've done some fantastic interviews there. In fact, we did an interview with Sensei Ronnie Knott in Hermanus the other day, and he was sitting in front of a beautiful mountain. You are blessed that side.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm a mountain biker, actually more a mountain biker because my wife is a very good mountain biker. And we have the best trails in the Cape, in the Overberg. I was quite surprised to see what we have here. And I'm very, very, very glad that we got these people together to form this Overberg Cycling Association. And we are going forward with this. We're really very far advanced on a lot of things.
And how are the athletes doing, Neels? I mean, obviously we know with COVID, the last year has been a massive disruption. And we know that a lot of your cyclists have been doing this Zwift cycling, for example, and the online activities. But how are the athletes doing, coming in performance-wise in the Overberg?
I must say, everybody is very much frustrated with COVID. We are concentrating now on what from July last year when we started to get the clubs to join our area, the federation. And so far we got 7 clubs already that's affiliated to us, and all these clubs are already affiliated with Cycling SA and also with Overberg Sports Council. So we are the affiliations, everything is done properly. So people are just waiting. And the races, I've got races lined up here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 races lined up until the end of the year. And I hope we can take these races forward.
Neels, of course, social distancing is one of the things that cyclists do naturally. I mean, you're on a bicycle, you're far away from each other. Has this helped you guys with planning for events during COVID and the regulations?
Yeah, we got a lot of event organizers lined up, but the event organizers can't really do a race because they will not make profit. You can't really do a race with 100 people, even if you have social distancing there. So we're waiting for them to give us authority to have more people in the race.
Yeah.
So what people currently do is they just go on club rides, and I am encouraging guided tours. That means that people can get people together in tours of 50 or whatever. Next week they have a guided tour from Claremont to Agulhas and back.
Claremont to Agulhas and back. I mean, that sounds like it's quite a distance. Do the guys do serious long distances on that side?
You'll be quite surprised. I'm based in Claremont, and this club is the biggest in Overberg. They got 274 members. Keep in mind that a lot of these people are holiday makers that are joining the club just to use the trails here. And we have beautiful trails all over the place. If you look at Grabouw, Elgin, we got a lot of beautiful trails there that we are upgrading, and we're getting things in place to get people here. We are not very far from Cape, so we want to get the Cape guys come and cycle here over weekends.
And from a club perspective, is it easy enough to join clubs in the Overberg area? I mean, you're quite a big district. There's quite a lot of distance to cover there.
Yes, I want to urge people to make contact with me that we can start clubs. We have clubs so far. I can just name the clubs. We've got one in Hermanus. We've got one in Bredasdorp, Heuningweg Bewarings Fietsry Club. We've got one in Greyton Cycling Club. And then the Overberg BMX Club is also situated in Hermanus. Then we've got the Swellendam Club, the Kleinmond Club, and also Elgin Grabouw Cycling Association. They have decided there to get all those wine estates together and form one club there. And they call themselves an association.
And if people want to do that, I'm assuming they just have to go to your Facebook page, Overberg Cycling, and reach out to you on Facebook.
Yes, they can on the Facebook page go and leave me a message there. I'll follow up on that. And they can even phone me. If they go to the web page, they'll find my telephone number there. And they can phone me anytime that we can just start the things.
Yeah. And Neels, what's next for you guys now? I mean, we know that quite often the dates are changed, as you mentioned, because of COVID. I think all sport at the moment has to sort of is at the mercy of date changes. But for you guys in the Overberg area, have you got any next things coming up now? Engagements with the athletes or meetings or events?
That's difficult. We have events that's supposed to come. The 27th of February, we're supposed to have the Stanford Classic XCM. That's not going to happen. Yeah. And then we got March, we got the SA National Road Championships. And then the 1st of April, we got Walker Bay Extreme in Hermanus. And then the 9th of April, we got the Great Escape in Middle Class in Greyton. And then we have one May, Hoek Tour from Elgin to Hermanus. We're busy with that. And then 25th of May, we are trying, if COVID will allow us, to have the Western Cape XCO Series 3. I think it's a 4 series. The third one will be in Hermanus. And then 24th of July around the Pot, gravel race in Swellendam. That's an interesting one. I see that gravel racing is also coming up in this area, and I like that as well. Yes, we have the 4th of September, Greyton mountain bike tour. It's on the map as well. And then the 21st of October, we're trying to have the BMX SA National Champs in Hermanus. I've got so many plans that we want to do. Is we want to identify 1 or 2 towns and see if we can promote mountain biking or any type of cycling there. But my idea to get bicycles, you can't really go and buy the cheap bicycles because you've got a problem with these cheap bicycles. You have to buy something more sturdy mountain bikes. And then we have to give it to the clubs with a type of a container that they can just log it away and make sure that they have a development type of program on that club.
Neels, we're going to leave it at that. It sounds to me like you've got your hands full on that side, from hoping that all the events happen to getting the BMX event up and running, to those long distance events that have got all those beautiful destinations, all the way to these development programs and education that you're doing. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll say to you, best of luck on that side. We hope that all the events come off and we get lots of photographs and we can tell everybody about Overberg Cycling and the Overberg athletes. And of course we say stay safe out there.
Yes, thank you very much. Just for the last point, I still need people in my committee that there's still some vacant posts. Like I need a technical commissioner, I need a rider commissioner, and a paracycling commissioner. If we have those people, please make contact with me. I would love to have you on my committee that we can start those commissions also and take it further. But thank you very much for having me on this show. I've enjoyed it very much.
There we go, folks. Neels Kleinhans, he is the president of Overberg Cycling. And while you can see that things are active there, they've got a number of clubs that you can join. If you want to get involved, go and look for Neels's details on the Overberg Cycling page on Facebook. Get the contact details there. And if you are watching now and you heard what Neels said, if you love cycling, and even better if you love sports administration, get involved. He's looking for leaders that are out there. So if you're living in the Overberg area and you're watching the show right now, do me a favor, get involved. Especially if you maybe used to cycle and you think that you can play a contributing role. Reach out to Neels, get involved in Overberg Cycling. It'll be fantastic to put you on TV and see how you're doing. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape. Back in a sec.